So guys, I'm going to have an interview to be an IELTS tutor, and I don't know speaking and writing, but this micro teaching is only for 30 minutes and the learning is gonna be online, so it's gonna be fun and okay for me, but I don't know for the students. Right, so we are in this part, right? So it is not about your story of life. It is not about how smart are you, talking about the problems that you can solve. It is not like that. So speaking is speaking. It is assessing your language. We have to be focused on that. Our language, right? And the first tips is keep talking. Like imagine, it's so hard to find people who wants to listen to us, and this time you have someone, the examiner, he or she really wants to listen to you. So that's a good chance for you. Keep talking, because when you speak more, your score goes up. Because IELTS is not assessing what you cannot do, but it's always about what you can do. So the more you speak up, then you'll have more chances to have more skills that you can explore in that speaking test. And when you are being interrupted, doesn't mean you are doing something rude to them. It is totally okay. It is fine, because their job is to manage your time. When you have to stop, then they will tell you, you have to stop, and don't worry about it. So keep speaking, don't worry. And next tips is use idiom. 1 or 2, you can use it in your test. So for example, I'm cool as a cucumber. It's not really about I'm a cucumber, but I'm cool. I'm not nervous at all at the time, so I'm cool as a cucumber. And another idiom is that we usually use is double-edged sword. That means everything is double-edged sword that has the positive side, negative side, advantage, disadvantage. That's the easiest thing that we can use. And also pronunciation. Do you really need pronunciation? Sometimes if you can mess up the sentences with pronunciation, yes, that means you have to really understand how to pronounce something. But in some context, they don't see your pronunciation. Your dialect is fine, your accent is fine, so don't worry about it. But I have one tip for you. If you really want to train your pronunciation so that you have good accent, then you can imitate somebody speaking. As for myself, I really love watching The Walking Dead because their English is really clear and I can understand it like clearly. So there's one character, Rick Grimes. He is really good at English. Of course, he is a native speaker, and then I always try to copy whenever he says something. I will post the video and I will try to copy what he just said so that I can have the same accent as him. And also the last one, not the last one, the third one is use linking words. There are thousands of linking words existed in the world, like therefore, in fact, besides, moreover, furthermore, thus, due to, because of, and a lot of other linking words. So you can just pick some of them, try to express it in your speaking test. And the last one is try to paraphrase the question. For example, when your examiner is asking you about do you enjoy visual art, and then you can ask, do you mean the art pieces involving photography, statues, and paintings? Or it's also including the digital pictures, for example. That's how you try to paraphrase the questions. These 15 minutes of your speaking test is gonna be torturing or enjoyable. It's all depending on you. If you really enjoy that speaking test, it's gonna be enjoyable. But if you think it's gonna be really hard to do, then it's gonna be torturing for you. So my suggestion is try to be as confident as possible and try to always think that it is your learning point. You think that you are going to get a low score, don't worry, it is your learning point. So yeah, whatever result that you are going to get, don't worry about it. It's your learning point. I know it's an expensive learning process, but don't worry, it's okay. And the next thing, do you want to say something? Good. So the first thing, when you know that you are nervous, try to understand yourself that it is normal. So it is okay to feel that because you really want to give your best. So how to overcome nervous, how to overcome your nerves is trying to take a deep breath. I mean, it's classical advice, but it works to me. I will just take a deep breath and yeah, it's all done. It is so hard to get into a point that I have to take a deep breath. You have to remember whenever you are nervous, put in your head, I have to take a deep breath. Do it. I know it sounds like bossy, but trust me, do it. And it's gonna be okay. And also, another thing, try to think that it is your lesson. Very welcome. And the next part, what I'm going to show you is my favorite movie. It's Avatar. I really love this movie. I don't know why. I know why, but yeah. So I'm going to ask you questions who are going to answer this. It is a speaking test, but the first part, it's gonna be like 3 or 4 minutes only. So I took some notes about the speaking test part 1. What I noted from the speaking part 1, that part is you already know many tips about speaking actually. Am I wrong? Right. Have you done IELTS test before? How many times? No? Alright, so the first thing is when I'm asking you a question, it's actually yes or no question, but you try to explain it more, which is really good. It is brilliant. So always try to explain more about things that you know about that movie. Even if you don't know, you can still explain things. Don't worry. And then in this part, you actually have to describe things, and that descriptions could be feeling, which you did. It's really good about your understanding, your perspective, your view, and also looks like. So the appearance of that movie. You can also comment about the visual arts, about the effects, about the sequence, about the role characters, and so on. And there are so many others. Try to expand more. That's really good. When I'm asking about people, you answer about science fiction, and then you can relate it with their culture, Indonesian culture and science fiction, and your opinion. Try to describe things in the speaking part 1. And you also use a really brilliant adjective, extravagant. Is that right? That was perfect. Yeah, try to use as much as adjective words as you could in your speaking test, because it's gonna be increasing your vocabulary score. Alright,